I've had a chance to fly in space 3 times and do some spacewalks, and I just wanted to tell you what it's like in a couple minutes to do a spacewalk. It's an incredibly hazardous thing to do. The environment that you're going to go into will kill you in one breath if you go outside. The suit of clothing that we've invented to protect us is primitive, but barely capable. It's sort of the next generation after what Buzz was wearing, but it's still just an inflated suit of cloth, really. And the day that you go do a spacewalk, you build it around yourself. It's like building a spaceship around your body that can protect you from that hazardous environment. And you start with a liquid cooling set of underwear that can keep you protected from the huge temperature swings. It's minus 140 in the shade and plus 150 C in the sun. And that suit's got to protect you. You pull your upper torso on, you sort of worm up into it. You almost have to dislocate your shoulders to get into this thing, pop your head through, and then pull the huge pants on, and they lock into place. The gloves are custom formed to your hands because it's such a brutal place to work. They go in and turn and lock into place. And then the helmet goes on with a latching mechanism, and you're ready to go. You have to pre-breathe oxygen for a few hours to get the nitrogen flushed out of your blood. You get into the airlock, close the hatch, and then you start the slow depressurization. And your suit inflates around you. And something you probably haven't thought about is it gets quiet. Because the air gets thinner and thinner and thinner until all you really hear, much like in the movie 2001, is your own breathing. And finally, it's time. You've got the nitrogen out of your blood. The suit's ready. You've done the thousands of checks. You grab this big circular handle. You turn it, and you lift up the hatch, and you clunk it into place, but you can't hear the clunk because you're in the vacuum of space. Big mechanism. You push the big Velcro door, the big thermal shield out of the way, and then you grab on with both hands, one on each side, and you pull yourself out into space. And it's phenomenal. You come from this little womb-like, claustrophobic, little tiny airlock, and you pull yourself out into the universe by hand. And it's bizarre when you come outside because you're all ready for it. You've been training for years. You know every little detail. But when you pull yourself outside, it is like, I don't know, like you've just given birth to yourself or something. It's just so strange. And you're holding on and you're focused, but the world is no longer under your feet. The world is beside you. Turning in colors and textures that you just didn't expect, and that's right there. And then when you look the other way, it's the endlessness of everything, and you are in between the two, hanging on with one hand. And I was working in Houston. I was working away a couple hours into it, and Houston had some things they needed to decide, and they said to me, "Just hold on for a few minutes while we think about something." Which is maybe the best gift I've been given in my whole life, because I held on real tight, and then I just held on a little bit softer and softer, and I thought I really want to experience what this is like. I got myself completely stable, myself and the space shuttle and the space station going 5 miles a second, and I just gently let go and recognized where we are, where I was, both physically but also where we are historically, a first individual perspective of starting to see the rest of the universe, see our world in true perspective to where it is, but also the brilliance of our capability allowing us to get to an entirely new place in our human understanding of our place in the universe. It's an amazing thing to be part of. And there's so much stuff going on in Buzz's footsteps, but also in this part of the world, so many brilliant people trying to keep continuing in those footsteps and take us further out and maybe even help us understand where we're from even better. Thanks very much.